Let's see here. Okay, we are good to go. Sorry about that, everyone. So right now, what this is going to be, it's going to be my weekly wrap up. We're going to just go for about an hour, just talking about the really big stories that happened in the last week. Some of them are going to be a little bit minor because, uh, just something I'm interested in. But mostly, we're just going to be covering what's really happening out there, is the current plan, at least for me. Now, right now, I kind of just wanted to get us to start off with something nice and simple here, and that would be with the news on Percy Jackson. Apparently, Percy Jackson has the third season been approved by Disney, and so before even the second season comes out here in December, we're going to see them start the filming process for the third season, which is good, but here's the issue. Now, regardless of my personal issues with the series, what you should have done is that you should have been filming this every single year. The moment you filmed the first season, you should have been going forward for the second, third, and fourth. That's the issue that I have here. Now, I understand that it's not a series that's widely known, but if you want the characters to be in the proper age brackets, it needs to be done by the yearly thing because they got the right age for the characters. So, unfortunately, having this little bit of a break between season 1, 2 versus 3, the characters are all going to be, sorry, not the characters, the actors are all going to be a bit older. So, I'm going to have, let's see, what's going on here? Oh, sorry about that. My apologies. So, the characters are going to be not as the proper age group as they should be, in my opinion. Now, we'll see how it goes along, if it's going to be otherworldly to see the older kids versus the younger kids from year to year. Maybe, maybe not. As I said, these are kid actors, so they're rapidly growing. So maybe it's just to be expected, and maybe they just have a bit more of a growth spurt between 2 and 3, and maybe they can figure out, hopefully get that approval for 4 and 5 within time frame. Now, I have massive issues with the series as a whole. I don't think it's a good series. I don't think it's truthfully representing what Percy Jackson is and the story properly. Not just because the characters don't look the way they do, but because they're changing up so many different story beats in so many different ways that the characters act. Grover, he's not acting like a cow around Mr. D, but has the heart of a lion inside of him. We don't get any indication of that. Mr. D, we don't have him acting as like this ticking time bomb that can explode at you at any moment. He's just some kind of hippie guy that just lets the campers do whatever they want, really. It doesn't really get like a menacing or fearing presence that comes from that we get in the books. Annabeth, for her part, she doesn't really seem to act like the Annabeth I know in the books. Maybe that's just my perceptions that's bad, but the Annabeth in the books I know, she's a lot more analytical, and she distrusted Percy just because his father was Poseidon. But this Annabeth that we see in the series doesn't seem to be like that. I just have some issues with the way that the characters are portrayed, the way they go about. Percy, for his part, he doesn't seem as much of a protagonist, much of a someone who goes against the rules, goes against the grind. He seems to be more like following around with whatever people are telling him. He doesn't seem to be taking charge, doesn't seem to be rebellious enough, in my opinion. Percy's mom, she doesn't seem to be the sweet, kind Sally Jackson that has a very manipulative personality behind her that is able to get around Gabe's uncouthness. Like, it just isn't the series I grew up with. Besides the color of the skin characters that everyone has, the race changes, just myriads of issues that this series has that I am not necessarily a big fan of, but I am glad that the people who like the show are getting a third season. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's more closer to the books than what it is before, but I'm afraid that won't be. The issue is that in the third book, we are introduced to the Amazons and Nico de Mayo. I said his name wrong, my apologies. Nico D'Angelo. Now, Nico D'Angelo and his sister, who unfortunately does pass away in this book. Sorry, spoilers, but that is what happens. Nico turns out to be a gay character, not in this series, but it's revealed to us in the follow-up series. So, I have some issues with Rick Dorian all of a sudden making characters gay, just like J.J. JJ, wow, just like J, just like J, just like J.K. Rowling did with the Harry Potter's, just like J.K. Rowling did with the Harry Potter series, where she made Dumbledore gay after the fact. That's kind of what Rick Riordan did with Nico, just that we learned later on that he's been gay the whole time and that he had gay feelings for Percy, which, fine, whatever. Like, it's not the biggest deal. Nico wasn't the biggest character, but it's just like, really? You're retroactively doing that to a character? You couldn't just introduce us somebody new that happened to be flamboyantly gay? Fine, it is whatever. For this series, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Filming, I'm going to presume, will start producing in the next couple months once they get film rights together, the actors back together. We probably won't be seeing scripts and film writing done until October or November, just the process that it takes for these TV shows to get done. Now, the reason why it has happened is that Disney had its most viewed show in 2024 being Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So, kudos to that. Only one minor issue, and that is our comparison for why is this the most viewed show? Well, if we go down here from this Deadline article that Rick Riordan so kindly linked for us, but juxtapose that with the fact that those big IP franchises were still the best performing series on Disney Plus, and the solution became unclear. Percy Jackson and the Olympians was a top dog on Disney Plus last year with over 3 billion minutes viewed, and The Acolyte came in second place with 2.7 billion minutes viewed. You see my issue here? We're comparing Percy Jackson and The Acolyte. Two shows that are absolutely horrendous, and The Acolyte bombed hard. Like, the amount of people that came and viewed it were like a third of the people that came and viewed the other Star Wars shows. And if we're calling Percy Jackson a success on the Disney Plus website, I don't know, man. Like, the amount of money that had to go into Percy Jackson just to film it, like, I'm glad they had all the special effects, the monsters, everything, but if we're comparing the two, and it only has about 0.3 billion more views, Disney's not making their money back on that series at all. So, yes, it was the most streamed, most viewed. Hopefully, the second season is able to bring up enough crowd, but we will see. I'm personally doubting it, but we'll have to see when it happens. What we know so far is pretty much everything I repeated to you. This article here that we have from TV Insider doesn't really give us all that much more creative insights, just that they're excited to get back into filming, that they're so happy to have the show renewed. They just go over when does it premiere. Going to be guessing that we're going to probably see it in 2027, which wouldn't be the smart thing to do. My opinion is that you should do it by a yearly basis. You should release season 3 in 2026, have season 4 ready to go, have that ready to go by 2027, then so on and so forth. That would be the best way to do it. But the way that streaming is working nowadays, it's very unlikely we're going to see a TV show that is actually properly sent out there. And then we just get into who are the actors again. So that's pretty much it for the season 3 announcements. It might be good, might be bad, but I have some serious doubts on it. So you guys let me know what you think about it, and I look forward to hear what you guys say. Catch you later. So with that, I just kind of want to take a moment here and just process what we will expect to see from Disney Plus in the future. Disney Plus, maybe we'll see a couple more Marvel shows. Maybe we'll see a little bit more information coming out with some other unique franchises. Maybe the Aragon series will get renewed. I thought Aragon was filmed and produced by Disney. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But we'll have to wait and see. But with that said, I'd actually like to change our gears here just a little bit. So, sorry, give me one moment to get some of this stuff propped and ready to go. Oh, sorry. I keep clicking the wrong buttons here. Let's see here. Where is that? Here we are. Yes. Sorry, folks. Give me one more moment here. Okay, let's get it brought into view. So, this just released, Ironheart. Now, let's go over the trailer first. We'll talk about it, and then we'll get into the article that has been written up about it, because I kind of want to get into a few things that were talked about there. So let's get things set up, and we'll dive right on in.
The world doesn't give second chances. You build them yourself. All right, here goes nothing.
You really think this thing is gonna fly?
Oh, there's the heart of iron, people.
This is much bigger than last time.
Yeah, how so? You steal someone else's armor this time?
Magic, science, doesn't matter. I take what I want.
Doctor Strange
If no one's
knockoff?
gonna protect us, I will.
Let's see what that little suit can do.
All right, so
Wait. This looks CGI'd all. Just look. Wait, hold on. Just wow. Like, this looks so bad. Like, this doesn't look real at all. Now, I'm an opponent of AI art, but dear God, you couldn't just. What is this?
All right, so dodging death wasn't on my to-do list today.
Okay.
Is that Iron Man's kid?
Let's see if magic can keep up with tech.
Sheesh. I'm sorry, man.
You have no idea what's coming.
Time to level the playing field.
Really?
Guess I'm just getting started.
Please no. Man, dude, that's just bad. Like, I can't stress how bad this is. Like, this came out of Disney, Marvel Television, Ironheart. Like, wow. oh, dear Lord, this is not gonna be good, I'm afraid. I mean, dear Lord, it could be maybe something worth watching, but man, from what I'm seeing right now, this I didn't really get exactly what the threat was. Are we going to be facing the actual Mandarin this time? Like, who exactly is Ironheart supposed to be facing? They're the knockoff Doctor Strange kid? I don't know. Let's go to the article over here. Riri Williams is ready to go to the extreme in new Ironheart clip and image. Well, we just saw that, so let's just get on to what they have to say down here. In 2020, Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige announced that Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, would span to life from comic page in her own original series starring Link Thorne. Ironheart will be part of the Phase 5, while details about the series are still pretty secure. Williams' comic history will provide its foundation. We will finally meet Riri Williams, Ironheart, in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, an appearance that set the stage for diving into her story. And we don't really get too much about the show here, just something going on that's not really all that interesting. We can read the show synopsis. Set after events of the Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Marvel's television Ironheart pits the technology against magic when Riri Williams, a young genius inventor determined to make her mark on the world, returns to her hometown Chicago. Her unique take on building iron suits is brilliant, but in pursuit of her ambition, she finds herself wrapped up with the mysterious yet charming Parker Robbins, aka the Hood. So we're now just changing the Sorcerer Supreme to the Hood. Okay, fine. This is not really endearing me to the show at all. I'm sorry, man. Like, Riri Williams was a bad character in the comics. She literally demanded that her teacher oppress her so she could have something to strive against. Like, Literally, that's the whole reason why she became Ironheart. Her teacher told her, like, oh, you can do anything. And she's like, don't tell me that. Tell me that there's something I can't do so that I can go ahead and not do that or go ahead and go for that. And she was just like exasperated with the little girl. She's like, okay, fine. You'll never be Tony Stark. And that's what she strived to. She started working on becoming Tony Stark. That's literally her whole character arc, is just she demanded her teacher tell her that she can do something, even though the teacher gave her encouragement and said that she could do anything. And instead of finding something on her own that she wanted to do, she relied on someone else telling her that she couldn't do something, so that she then went ahead and did that. I know that some people need that motivation, like you come against a brick wall and your process against striving against that brick wall, it defines you. But I don't know, man, like that just seems to be like a bad character trait in my opinion. Anyways, she grew up. She got some Stark tech. I'm trying to remember from the comics. She was given an AI, or she stole some of the stuff from Iron Man, because they call her an inventor, but all she does is copy Iron Man's suit and his work. Like, she's not really an inventor. Yes, she makes it herself, so I guess on the broad scope of things, you can say she invented her own process of making an Iron Man suit, but I just never really bought into it myself. But that's just me personally. So we'll see how Riri Williams Ironheart goes, but they make a point of it that this has been done filming since I think it was 2022, right? Yes. Ironheart finished filming in November of 2022. So this has to beg you, like, wait, we are in 2025. This release date is going to be June 2025. Why take 3 years to release this? Well, I guess I shouldn't say 3 years, 2 years and a half. Well, reason being is that it's going to be a crap series. Disney's been trying to hide it, and eventually they just have to release it. Their contracts are up. They are contractually obligated to release into the world. And the funny thing is, Iron Man is going to be returning at the same time that his replacement's coming onto the screen. So it makes you wonder, like, what's really going to be her role? Yes, I know he's not actually Iron Man. He's going to be Doctor Doom, but you're still bringing Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr. back into the world. And it's going to confuse people on why is Robert Downey Jr. playing as Victor Van Doom. I think it's Victor Von Doom. I could be wrong on that. I just know that that's probably going to be some issues for some of the normies out there. So we'll see. But I'm curious to hear what you guys got to say. Let me know down in the comments below. From here, let's keep on going here. I want to change things up just a little bit more. Let me bring this next article up for us to get into. Let's see here. How do we change this up? Yes. The Snow White controversies. So, the Deadline article is predicting that Snow White isn't going to barely make $45 million at its opening box office. I don't know exactly how they get that number. I read through the article some. It was a bit confusing for me, so I didn't really understand the process that they got there. But I can back it up just by the fact that when I went to see this film on opening day on this Thursday, there was no one in that theater. Almost no one. There was 10 other people. Some of them were younger girls, some of them were older girls, but that was pretty much it. There was no one else. I was the only dude there. And I can't say that anyone in that theater really was excited for the film, except for the parts where they had the romance. The girls that were in there, they laughed and enjoyed that. They laughed at the dwarfs looking absolutely hideous, nothing like what they were supposed to look like in the Snow White film. So you could say they win because they got some chuckles out of people there, but overall, it's a complete failure in my opinion. I mean, let me just go down here a little bit, and we can just take a look at what this article has to say here. So let's see here. Where was this? Yes. The article reasoning is with it's way too late. Disney could have rallied the support of millennial and Gen Z social media influencers, screened the movie to them early on, and blasted the loudspeakers instead of enduring a barrage of tabloid pieces. They let the bad word of mouth get into the ether. I disagree with this. I've seen the film and it's a train wreck. You go to Rotten Tomatoes over here, you see that it's 44%, and somehow the audience score is at 71. I don't understand how it can be that high. If we click on it, we even see that the 43 top critics reviews has just dropped down to 28% to absolutely rotten. So it's not a great film. But somehow, I don't understand why the rating for this film is so high. Like, let's just scroll through some of these. Like, I want to go find. So here we are. I generally dislike these remakes, Cinderella, The Lion King, Maleficent. I sort of gave up on them, but I got pulled into Snow White by the promise of new songs, and to my surprise, it was really good. The story is crafted well, none of the plot holes or illogical moments like in the other remakes. The songs are really good. Whistle While You Work was probably my favorite. I really enjoyed seeing a new tale on the story that honored the original and let me wonder what would happen. It don't replace the original, but I enjoyed it very much. I will be seeing it again. Okay, if that's you, my man. Nothing in that is anything I would agree with. Daylight savings is better use of time. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are disagreeing with me that this is not a great film, but I really wonder why give it such high marks, because there was illogical parts all the way throughout. I'll go more in depth on my review on my channel, but pretty much to say that the film couldn't decide if it wanted to do a socialist revolution or if it wanted to do a love story that love conquers all. It just was torn between the two, because this whole plotline of fairness all the way throughout the film, we never got a sense like what would be a fair society, because we opened up with Snow White and her parents dancing around the village, which for some reason is extremely small. Like, if this is the capital of the kingdom, it should be a massive city, but it's just a village of maybe 200 people, and they dancing around giving out pies and cakes to everybody. And according to Snow White, that's what fairness should be, that we are just giving out food left and right regardless of cost to people. Maybe it's never really defined well, so I don't understand where this person's saying that there's parts that weren't hard to understand, or there's no plot holes or anything like that. It makes no sense to me, man. Like, the singing also, like, I like musicals, don't get me wrong, I love them to death, but dear Lord, like, why did we have them singing so much? They were just song after song after song. Like, we had maybe once or twice where there's a stretch of 10 minutes where there wasn't a song. It was so nice to actually be in the film and not be pulled out of it by another musical that really doesn't go well. Like, I agree that Whistle While You Work is probably one of the better songs in the whole film, but still within that song, Whistle While You Work is Snow White directing the dwarves on how to clean their house. She picks up a rag. That's all she does. She picks up one rag, okay, and maybe a dish. But that's pretty much. Otherwise, she's directing the dwarves to clean it. Whereas in the film, Snow White and her animal companions clean the entire cottage for the dwarfs. Like, there's two differences there. One is a manager, and one is actually putting the effort to make the place tidy and nice. I don't know. There are just several issues with this film that I don't understand reviews like this that are just giving it full marks. Now, I should make some mentions on Gal Gadot. Now, Gal Gadot, unfortunately, was probably one of the worst parts about this film, and pretty much everyone is saying out here. Just for this comment right here, the acting left so much to be desired with Gal Gadot, and I have to agree. It was pretty wooden acting. Yes, she was cold-hearted, but I want cold-hearted, not lifeless. I'm sorry, Gal, but dear Lord, your acting was atrocious in this film. Also, your singing, maybe just go back to modeling and just leave acting behind and musical theater behind as well, because her song that she sings when she finds out that the huntsman has betrayed her, that Snow White is still alive, was probably the worst song sequence in the entire film. At least I can say for Rachel Zegler, at least she can sing, at least she can somewhat act, and was probably the brighter spot of this film, even though she has done all her publicity to just destroy it. She was probably one of the better parts of the film. That's really all I gotta say for that. Like, Gal Gadot, she's a beautiful person throughout the film. In fact, the mirror even states that you're the most beautiful person in all of the land, but Snow White is the fairest. Not fairest as in beauty, but fairest as in heart. Because there's no way that Rachel Zegler compares anywhere near the looks of the evil queen Gal Gadot. But when you're changing up the original just for political nuance, which what they were doing here, it just doesn't work well in my opinion. But I don't know. What do you guys got to say? I would look forward to hear what you guys got to say on that one. The other one I really wanted to get into today was really a conversation on the Assassin's Creed mishap that has just been blowing up all over the place. Let's just do some changes here. And we should have this. Nope. Yeah, here we are. The Assassin's Creed. Now, there has been some controversy circulating around the Assassin's Creed, according to Games Radar, whether rightly or wrongly. According to Games Radar, Assassin's Creed Shadow draws attention of Japan's prime minister, who says defacing a shrine is out of the question in real life, but politicians acknowledge freedom of expression must be respected in the game. And they get into the whole argument of just because someone's defacing a shrine in a video game means that it's going to encourage other people in real life to go ahead and do it and then cause more issues and more destruction. And the article goes in and says that it's the same argument that politicians have been making the same time for Grand Theft Auto and Mortal Kombat, that just because characters or people can do bad stuff with their characters in game means that those people are going to go out in real life and do the same evil. If that was the case, we'd see a lot more public shooters with all people that play Call of Duty. So I believe firmly that it's just not the case. It's just a political talking point. Now, there have been also reports that shrines in Japan have been being defaced by people, a lot of tourists, a lot of them Chinese tourists, but there's been also plenty of American tourists. Take that one guy that's in Korea right now on trial. What's his name? Johnny something. I can't remember his full name. I know Legal Mindset was doing takedown on him for a while there. So it's interesting to see how this is all going about. Apparently, it got so bad that they have come out with a day one patch to prevent anything from escalating. But it still created the conversation that's been going on here. Now, unfortunately, that's not the only issue that this game has. I wish I could say that was the only problem. But if we go here, to go to Twitter, and just play a simple little video for us. Just take a look at this. Like, what the heck, man? the mechanics on this game are garbage. Like, oh, okay, so he actually had to dodge. Oh, did he have to dodge there? Like, okay, guess he... what the heck? Like, it should just be to go down and stab him. Like, it's just bad, man. Like, why? Why even have this? We'll get into that one in a second, but I just want to linger on this for just a bit. So, I don't know if to call this a glitch or just poor game design and not testing everything out, because the character should be taking serious amounts of damage here, but for some reason they're just getting missed all over. I don't really get it. Like, how would you guys okay just releasing something like this? I would love to know what was the thought process behind it. But then again, it is an Ubisoft game. I've heard some people call Ubisoft Ubislop, but I can't really say that for myself. I've actually never really played an Ubisoft game. I've seen them. I've appreciate what they've tried to do, but I've never actually played them. So I just know that they tend to be riddled with bugs, and well, to me that looks like a massive bug here. That dude with the spear should be killing her on the ground, but pro strats, I guess. Maybe they're on severe easy mode and the AI is just taking it easy on them. I don't know. It does bring some questions though. If we go to this next part here, that I wanted to show you, this fight with the boss. What was that again? Is that a ratio thing to have ching chong going on in a song with pop music when you're defeating the final boss? Um. Uh-huh. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just overreacting to this stuff. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not the biggest dude for Assassin's Creed Shadows. I hope it does well, but from stuff that's going on like this, I don't know. Also, the fact that they had a 2 hours worth of trailers. Like, what in the world's going on here, man? Like, I was just playing it just to see. Maybe they had some cutscenes. Maybe they had some other stuff going on here. But no, for this entire time that's been going on here, there's just been nothing. Now, true, I haven't seen it for like the last 30 minutes, so maybe there's something there. But, like, why have it for 2 hours? Why not just have it in columns on either side? So, I don't know. We'll just have to see how that all goes about with that one. But, man, you just gotta wonder what exactly Ubisoft has going on. Because, I don't know, like, I heard Far Cry 6 was a decent game. I never played it myself, but I heard it was somewhat decent. But really, the last game that Ubisoft, that I know in Assassin's Creed that everyone can point and acknowledge was the greatest, was Assassin's Creed Black Sails. Otherwise, they've done all right. They've done okay. Not going to take that away from them. Assassin's Creed Origins, I know people really enjoyed. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I think people really enjoyed as well. But yeah, just want to give my 2 cents out there. Give it a game of play if you want to play it, but I'm not really expecting too much out of it. We have to remember that this is also the company that made Star Wars Outcasts, and dear God, that game was a horrendous mess. So I guess we shouldn't be too surprised to see all these bugs popping up with the latest game. But dear Lord, you think you would at least do a little bit better job than what you have been. But that's just my opinion for that. So I would like to hear what you guys got to say about that one. Maybe I got the wrong opinion, and maybe it's actually a fantastic game. But just from what I've been seeing online and the clips, it looks like a horrendous game that I personally don't plan to go out and play. But I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. Geez, we kind of just burned through those topics. I should have prepared more. My apologies there. I was expecting to have a bit more just talking about to go into, but the wasn't really all that much more. So I appreciate anyone tuning in and watching and catching us on the review later on. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it here. Make some other clips, make some other views for the day, and go from there.